and here from dreamwise.co.uk, and now I'm just going to be showing you how to create a logo that looks like this. So we're just going to create a new document, 600 by 500 pixels. We're going to delete the background, well, we're going to create a new layer and then we're going to delete the background layer because we don't need it. Then we're just going to hit G to get a gradient tool up. You're going to go to gradient editor and make it look like this. You're going to make sure that both the ones on either side are black, and then click in the middle to create a new anchor point and change that to an orangey colour. The colour I'm using is EC8500, okay, for the orange. Then we're just going to make sure linear gradient is selected. Hold down shift, drag from top to bottom, like so. Create a new layer, press D to make sure that our colours are reset to black and white. Go to filter, render, clouds, and then set the blender mode to overlay, like so. And then press Ctrl A or Command A on a Mac to merge that down so it's now just one layer. Then we're going to go to our text tool. I'm going to be using Aras Bold ICT. You can use whatever font you want. I'm just going to type in Dreamware Studios. Again, just type whatever text you want in whatever font you want, but I'm just so you know, I'm using Aras Bold ICT. Just going to hit the tick. I'm going to change the fill down to 0, not the opacity, the fill, okay? That's important. Alright, now double click on the layer, bring up the layer style panel, select stroke, black stroke 3 pixels, or if you want you can set it to 4. You can use bevel and emboss, make sure to set the inner bevel smooth, have a depth of about 205, and we're going to select a soften of about 6 pixels, or make that 7 pixels, and just hit OK. Alright, and next we're just going to control click on the text layer here to select the text. Then we're going to select layer 1 and press Control Alt or Command Alt on a Mac, and that'll select everything except what we just selected. So it'll select everything except the area that the text is in. Hit delete, like so. And then we're just going to select the text layer and press Control A or Command A on a Mac to merge down. Then we're going to create a new layer, drag it underneath this layer here, and then we're going to go to our gradient tool, go to the gradient editor, and create a sort of black to a dark grey colour, like so. And then just drag from top to bottom, like so. And then we're just going to select this layer again. We're going to hit 3D, new 3D postcard from layer. Okay, and then we're going to take our 3D orbit tool and we're just going to shift this around to give the logo some perspective. Okay, now let's drag that about the center. Alright, now we're going to press Ctrl J with this layer selected to create a copy of the layer. We're then going to go to Edit, Transform, Flip Vertical, hit Convert. Now just select our Move tool and just drag it down so that it's roughly beneath it. Press Ctrl T or Command T on a Mac and just tilt it so that it's at a nicer angle right beneath Studios or whatever your bottom word is. Hit Enter, then click this button to apply a layer mask. Go to our Gradient tool, change it from black to white and pull up like so. Or you might want to pull a bit further up there just to create a reflection. That'll do. You can make it a bit smaller if you want. Alright, and next I'm going to double click on this layer and apply outer glow. I'm going to set my outer glow to the orangey colour that you see here. Make it a bit lighter colour. I'm going to reduce the opacity, but I'm going to increase the size a little, like so. Just going to hit OK, and now I'm just going to create a new layer. I'm going to go to my rounded rectangle tool, go to my foreground color, and use the eyedropper tool to select the orange, like so. I'm going to select the radius to 5 pixels, and I'm just going to draw a little box right here. And then I'm going to double click on the box, select stroke, and create a white stroke of 3 pixels. I'm just going to grab my move tool and use my arrow keys to move it into place. Alright, then I'm going to select my horizontal type tool. I'm going to change my font to a font called Arial Bold. You can if you Google that you can find it. It's called Arial Bold. And oh yeah, and by the way, when you do all the text, I'm using a size of 72. Okay. and then you're just going to type DS or whatever you want. I'm going to change the color to white, like so. And I'm just going to roughly center that. Then just hit the tick to confirm it. I'm going to go back to this layer. I'm going to press Ctrl G. Then I'm going to Ctrl J, rather, Command J on a Mac. And then I'm just going to drag the duplicated layer down beneath it. Use my arrow keys to position it. Apply a layer mask, gradient tool, and whoops. Oh, one more thing. We need to create a layer below the layer that we just created, the duplicate. Then press Ctrl A or Command A on a Mac to merge it down so that it doesn't have any layer styles on it. And then apply a mask and then do like so. Okay, and now we're just going to add some finishing touches such as highlights. Alright, so first we're just going to control click here on this layer. We're going to create a new layer. I'm going to go to my elliptical marquee tool, hold down shift and alt, drag it out like so. Alright, then go to our gradient tool, set it from white to transparent, then just drag down to create a reflection there. And then we're going to create another layer, and then we're just going to go to our brush tool, set it to about size of 20, hardness 0%, set it to white. We're just going to do click here, and we're just going to leave it at that. We could also do a click here if you want, it's not necessary though. Alright, and now we're just going to go to our orange square here. We're going to double click on it, a rounded rectangle rather, the one that we did the stroke on, and we're also going to apply gradient overlay, and want a gradient overlay to be from a slightly darker orange to a lighter orange, like so. And then we'll also control click on that, create a new layer, elliptical marquee tool, and apply a highlight if you want. It's not completely necessary, but you can if you want to. Like so. And that is pretty much it. That's how you create this whole logo in Photoshop. It's got some perspective because I use a 3D effect to tilt it slightly, and it uses reflections, highlights and flares, and the point of this tutorial was really just to show you how to use those techniques and just so you can be creative when you're creating text and whatnot. Okay, so I hope this has been helpful. I hope that you've learned something new. Have a nice day.